Thank you. I asked this question earlier this morning. Have you got post-bank holiday blues?
Oh, it's quite nice being back at work on Tuesday
morning.
Always
say the nicest
Always with Louise, of course. Ben is, well...
That's because you were off yesterday, Louise and I
were sitting here trying to keep people happy, weren't we?
We were. Someone's got to keep this ship afloat. Morning. We're talking about whether, in the wake of the bank holiday, everyone's raring to go, keen to get back to work, all rested and in a good mood. Well, I don't know. We're going to talk about it because I think there's a bit of a split going on. It's interesting. England and Wales has the fewest holidays or bank holidays than any other country in Europe. So, we feel a bit shortchanged. So maybe when we do have them, we make the most of them. So we're going to look at sort of the psychology that's involved. And with us to talk about it is Gordon Tinline, who's a business psychologist. Gordon, morning to you.
Morning.
So look, we have fewer holidays than some of our European neighbours. So we might go a little bit crazy when we do have them, especially when the weather's good. But does it work? Does it help or hinder when it comes to getting back to work?
It kind of depends what we do with the holiday. So in the main, it's going to help if it rejuvenates, recharge. Certainly helps if we get lovely Sunday bank holiday weekends, as we've just have. If we're using it to connect with family, take some exercise, we're outdoors, that's going to have a positive impact.
I suspect a lot of people, though, might get back this morning. They'll be nursing a little bit of sunburn, and they'll probably be getting that thing about changing their password on the computer login. I mean, sort of, this morning's a bit of a write-off work-wise, isn't it?
It might be a little bit, but I'm sure the benefits overall outweigh those costs. But it depends what you've done with the day, really. I mean, if you sat in the pub all day and you arrive back with a hangover, then, yeah, it's probably not great.
Do you think you need to manage your time off and sort of think about what, using it well? Or is that just putting too much kind of pressure on yourself?
Depends who you are, because people are very different. Some people like to schedule what they're going to do every day they're on holiday. Others just go with the flow. So I think there's a lot of variation between individuals on that. But I do think we should think about how we can make the most of that time, because it's precious time.
It is, but I mean, so there were so many people, for example, stuck in traffic on their day off on a bank holiday.
Yeah. I mean, the idea of giving us more bank holidays, if you can guarantee there are going to be sunny days, there'll be no traffic on the roads and the trains will work, great. But of course, that's not the reality a lot of the time.
And let's talk about that issue of productivity overall anyway, because we're pretty bad at being productive in this country. We may I can't even say it, procrastinate. There we go. I see, I'm in bank holiday mode as well. And, we put off things because we think, we'll just get to it eventually. Maybe we feel a bit overworked anyway. We're not very good at, being in work for a short time and working well where we're there, are we?
Yeah, I think the idea of having regular breaks is a good idea. But I remember a Dutch study a few years ago that part of the benefit is anticipating the holiday, and you get as much benefit from looking forward to, I've only got a couple of weeks and then I'm off, as you do from the holiday itself. But I think you're right in terms of how we use our time, and I'm not sure giving us more holidays is necessarily going to help us there.
It's very true, isn't it? Having a date in the diary and you've got some planned time off that, you could look forward to that for almost a year, I think, sometimes.
Well, that might focus your mind a little bit in working, more productively while you're actually there. OK, so, top tips. If people are back at work today, managing their time, making sure they get out on time is probably a key thing, but, what should they be thinking about?
Yeah, it is. I mean, one problem is you arrive back and there might be a mountains of emails to deal with. So I think you've got to really try and be very focused on how you use that time initially and just clear away the noise. The thing is, you might be carrying over quite a lot of energy. You might be quite happy when you arrive in. It'd be great if we could continue that rather than you then getting buried in work, feeling swamped after a couple of hours and you've lost all the benefit. So thinking hard about how you use that time initially is important. And that's true for employers as well as all of us as employees.
Yeah, you don't want to have that big peak of excitement when you get back. Everyone's in a good mood, and then it lasts till about lunchtime, doesn't it? It's really nice to see you. Thanks so much for explaining all of that, Gordon.
We've got another bank holiday at 28th of May, haven't we? So we can use your advice and plan that carefully from this point onwards.
Use it
well. Are you off for that one as well?
Yes.
You are.
Yeah.
You got there and leave requested earlier, didn't you?
I'm away. I'm away for that one. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're watching Breakfast.